Hi, Magda.
Hi, Thom.
How are you?
I'm really fine. I had enjoyable ride to the office, grabbed my coffee, and I can start the day. And you?
Okay, cool. You're in the office. Let's go. First story of the day. What do we got? What do we got?
Okay, the first story is, you said about it yesterday that we will get to know the list of women nominated for North America Awards, and we have it.
Yes.
8 top female entrepreneurs and executives, all from Central Eastern Europe and resident in the US, have been shortlisted for the North America-CEE Investment Awards set for 17th June in Warsaw and online via Hopin.
So we're pretty excited about this. So we've got 8, I think it's 8 so far on the list, and that list will be published in the newsletter. So you can get the daily newsletter, BiznesPolska PL, and see the list and photos as well. So happy about that. And we're going to do every day announcing the new shortlisted categories every single day on this video blog. So that's a story for the day, announcing that. Looking forward very much to the 17 June event, in person in Warsaw, online via Hopin. Join us. Okay, next story.
PGE Energia Ciepła, new boiler projects means complete withdrawal from coal. All the PGE Energia Ciepła heat and power plant in Gorzów, a peak load reserve boiler house with a maximum capacity of 100 megawatt, will be built. This is another step that will allow coal to be completely withdrawn from use in the plant, said Agnieszka Dietrich from PGE Energia Ciepła.
Yeah, so we're going to keep having more news about the transition to green and getting away from coal. Another quite obvious example, and it's coming very fast. So that's like 2023. Apparently, they'll be no longer using coal whatsoever. So that's very soon. Anyway, next story.
Bioplanet profit up 30%, expanding distribution and internationally. Bioplanet, a company from the organic food packaging and distribution market, improved its financial results in the first quarter of 2021. Plans, expansion, and investment in the logistics and warehouse center.
Yeah, so organic food globally, big trend, obviously big in Poland, getting big in Poland. These guys are expanding their distribution, their warehouse storage, and then they're going to go through some international expansion into Western Europe, is what I understand. Magda, are you organic food? Do you insist on the organic food, or what are your eating habits?
Organic food is quite expensive, yeah. So I try to eat fresh, health food, but maybe not organic. And sometimes I also like to eat pizza and not so healthy food. It's like about 70 to 30% of the health and not healthy food during the day.
Cool. Okay. All right. Next story. We got next story for bankruptcy in Łódź.
Yeah, no buyers for bankrupt shopping center in Łódź. On May 17 was the deadline for offers in the third tender for the sale of the Sukcesja shopping center in Łódź. In the first one, the starting price was 126 million zlotys. There were no offers. The price dropped to 120 million zlotys, but that didn't attract a buyer either.
Yeah, so here we see the retail business, of course, suffering globally, including in Poland. This is sort of a second tier, maybe third tier shopping center in Łódź. It's not the big one, the best one. They're suffering a bit, and now it's in the hands of this Komornik, this executor, liquidator. So you saw they dropped the price from 126 to 120, hardly a drop, but that's in their interest to keep it going for a while. Anyway, that price will drop down further, I suppose, and then they'll be able to auction it at any free price whatsoever. So if someone's looking to buy a interesting, good location shopping center in Łódź, there's your opportunity. As we say, this is all about news you can use. So there you go. You can use that one. Next story.
US Special Ops to buy Polish Special Bor aircraft. The M28 Skytrack turboprop manufactured in Poland was among the aircraft offered to the US Special Forces. The information was officially confirmed by the Lockheed Martin Corporation, which owns PZL Mielec. Yeah,
so this is, first of all, another trend that we mentioned a few days ago or a week ago or so about the US Army or US military moving into Poland in a big way. Huge opportunities for Polish companies who go through the process of figuring all those those processes out. And this is a good example. PZL Mielec selling a kind of a workhorse turboprop aircraft to the U.S. Special Ops. This aircraft has 2 engines in it, in fact. So if one goes out, the other one's there. So it's really strong workhorse. Anyway, we'll see more opportunities on the military side. We'll keep covering it. Big opportunity for Polish companies. Next story.
About a company from Wrocław, Genomtec aims for world's first saliva-based COVID test. EU reviews will be performed at the Dolmet laboratory in Wrocław in May. Reading the test result from the moment the saliva sample is received by the laboratory will be possible after about 15 to 20 minutes. Genomtec shares on NewConnect increased by over 18% yesterday.
Yeah, so now we see another play on the COVID. This is the test team, as you mentioned, out of Wrocław. Genomtec just listed on NewConnect back in March, so it's very, very fresh. Yeah. But interesting company. Obviously, we're going to see lots of information, lots of companies coming out with technologies for COVID and other types of viruses. Saliva-based tests, very fast, better than the Chinese test, which I won't tell you about on a public video. So the next story.
Exports from Poland boomed to new record. Exports increased by 80.3% year to year to 66.3 billion euros in the first quarter of 2021, while imports increased by 6.1% and amounted to 63.9 billion euros. The Central Statistical Office reported. It's absolute record of all time.
Yeah, great news for Poland, more exports. Poland's always been pretty strong on the export side. But what's interesting, I was speaking to the Port of Gdańsk and the DCT Gdańsk guys, I think last week. And one of the things that they have seen in the mix of goods being exported from Poland, it used to be more raw materials. It was coal, it was food, agricultural things. Now it's more cars, it's machines, it's washing machines, it's appliances. So the value add of the Polish export is going up. That's the way it should be. That's a very good sign for the Polish economy. There we have it in the numbers today. We'll continue to see more of those value added exports coming. And of course, a lot of it's being shipped out of the ports in Gdańsk, so which continues to have huge investment into that port and record results for their traffic in and out of the Port of Gdańsk. Okay, next story is about Gdańsk.
Yes. Pomeranian Logistics Center continues its expansion. GLP Poland, as part of the Pomeranian Logistics Center, located at the Deepwater Container Terminal DCT Gdańsk, will build another facility with an area of about 39,000 square meters, which will be ready in the fourth quarter of 2021.
So that's another example. Port expanding, logistics distribution centers expanding, total positive circle, feedback loop on importing, exporting, port growing, infrastructure growing, and then of course you think distribution and logistics center. So again, good news for Gdańsk and the city and the port there as well. By the way, which continues to challenge and take business away from Western Europe. It's moving business away from German and Dutch ports. So interesting to see that kind of battle brewing, if you will. Okay, next story. And that's our last story, right?
Yeah, it's Tuesday, but we can slowly think about the Friday drink after work in the reopened restaurant gardens because now it's time for alcohol topic. Ostoya Vodka coming to Texas in the second quarter of 2021. BCI, an importer and brand builder of specialty wines and spirits, and owned by French-born Houstonians Jean-François and Nathalie Bontier, will be introducing the award-winning vodka in Texas and Washington states in the second quarter of 2021.
Well, good French pronunciation, and of course those aren't Texas names, are they? But that shows the connection, which is Pernod Ricard, the French spirits group with a big position in Poland, exporting Polish vodka to, in this case, Texas and West Coast, Washington. Then they start a full rollout again through the end of the year and into next year. My brother David in the US loves the Polish vodka. When I come visit, I think he's more happy to see the vodka than he is to see me sometimes. So we'll be happy to, this will be happy to cool. Ostoya Vodka, way in premium vodka. Have you tasted this vodka before?
Yeah. I tasted, and I also have to agree with your brother that it's really good.
Great. Okay, we're done for the day. Short and sweet, to the point, less than 10 minutes. See you tomorrow morning.
See you, Tom. Bye-bye.
Bye, Magda. Bye.